Hello and welcome back to Twinflame Roses. I'm Anna and this video is the second installment of our new series called Twin Flame Connections. This series will consist of movies that we believe relate to the Twin Flame connection. These movie notes were sent in by my sister Amber. Enjoy the video. It is Friday, so kick back, relax, grab a snack, and come on back. We start with hearing daughter giggling with her father. Her name is Meg, and his name is Dr. Murray. We then see a space mug wherein we get a shot of the two of them together. Space can be significant to you. Whoa, all right. I hear clear as day. Hold space for the divine counterpart. Maybe some of you are fascinated by space. Maybe it is also saying that no space or distance between the two of you could never break the bond you two share. Even when it seems like they gave up and forgot about you, don't lose hope. We then see goggles and gloves, and the download I'm getting from this is to protect your energy at all costs. Stay away from dark forces. Dr. Murray says, you got your frequency, you got your voltage, choose the frequency and magical things will happen. Now, this could mean that if you choose the wrong frequency, you might feel more sad or feel isolated and possibly angry. Charles Wallace found them and they found each other. Just like all of us finding each other, we chose our soul family and now we are finding each other. Dr. Murray hands Meg something and he says, love is always there, even if you don't feel it. This is so true because sometimes when we are angry with each other, we feel like they stop loving us, but the love is just enfolded. We fast forward years later and Meg is sad. We see her covered in a floral comforter. I feel that symbolizes remembering the smaller things in life. Rain, in this case, represents sadness of her father. She repeats what her father said before he left. We see Charles Wallace in the kitchen listening to the radio, waiting to hear if they found their father who went missing many years ago. This could symbolize us waiting for our blessings to find us. We then get a scene of Meg walking down a hallway. This is like when we wait for our blessings. It feels like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Meg's bully's name is Veronica. You can argue she is the karmic because she is mean to Meg, but I believe this is her reflecting her negative emotions onto others. In the background, we see a poster that says poetry. Maybe it's a sign for some of y'all to get back into writing. Meg is in PE and they are playing basketball. And the school mascot is a lion. Lion symbolizes power. Maybe it is saying that we have more power than we think we do. Possibly one of y'all resonates with sports, whether that be divine, feminine, masculine, or both. Like how my soulmates, like how Amber's soulmate likes sports. Charles Wallace hears the teachers talking about him and Meg goes up to her and defends his sister. When she hears Veronica talking bad about her little brother, she throws a ball at Veronica. Meg and her little brother got each other's back. They will always defend each other. The principal is missing the point. Meg is being bullied and so is Charles Wallace, and she just defending her brother, yet she's still taking the bully's side. While I agree that yes, there were better ways to put her in her place. Maybe that hit in the face was a wake-up call for Veronica. Meg was the top student, but now she shuts everyone out. This is like how depression takes over and we stop caring, isolate ourselves, and shut everyone out. If her father came back, the world wouldn't make sense again. Quote, end quote. This resonates with me because I know someone whose father left. And my father, this is Anna talking, and my father left, and he wishes he had closure, but he doesn't. Mom makes Meg write a letter to principal and Veronica. This is important because there is always someone who has done you wrong, but you must choose to forgive for peace. I challenge everyone watching this to write anyone who hurt you a letter. You can choose to send it or not, but forgive them. Because when you forgive, you are no longer a victim. You're now a survivor. Meg's brother lets in Mrs. Whatsit. He trusts her. I believe Charles Wallace has a gift of knowing, because when he heard the teachers talking, he drew the three guardians. The three guardians almost remind me of A Christmas Carol's ghosts in the movie, but that's more notes for another time. Mrs. Watson says, we can't take credit for our talents. It's how we use them that counts. We cut to where they walk their dog and they meet Calvin. At this time, Meg is talking bad about herself, and Calvin says, what's wrong with being like you? First of all, my heart melted. This is how I feel this is how Amber feels when her soulmate is near her, all blushy, warm, and fuzzy. A soulmate is so much easier than a twin flame, but that's also for a future episode coming up. Meg is shutting Calvin out by saying, what are you doing here? But in reality, it's a defense mechanism so she can't get hurt if he leaves. Calvin says he was doing homework and felt like he had to go to the exact location where they were. See, this is so big because this is the masculine stepping into the unknown, taking a leap of faith and trusting your intuition. Calvin accepts when Charles asks him if he wants to come with them. It is also an excuse to bond with Meg. They head to Mrs. Who's house, which is Amber's favorite guardian, in fact. We see her sewing, which can be a sign to slow down, sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey. She reads Calvin and she says to him, life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit. Khalil Gibran, Lebanese. So true, because love is so important. Love is infinite. We can make as much as we want. She then tells Meg, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Rumi, Persian. The family is having dinner and Calvin dines with them, and she tells Calvin the story of how they came to be. Atoms, particles, unseeable energies that move through us all. Dad was all about the big while Mom was all about the small, opposites attract. What if we are not just in the universe, but the universe is within all of us? Quantum entanglement. Two electrons, once bonded together in love, as an example, suddenly separated by a galaxy, but somehow still just as connected. An unbroken union, despite being galaxies apart. The mother, like the twin flame journey, we are on our opposite sides of the country, and in a different case, a different country. Recent calculations show us that these fields connect us to other dimensions outside the limitations of time and space, 5D. Tap into the right frequency. You just need your mind. That's so good, y'all. He wanted to touch the stars, unlock secrets of the universe, to find its origin and shake its hand. Mom said they aren't ready, and Father said, so what are we supposed to do? Wait until they catch up with us? Whoa, twin flames separating to catch up with each other, or we can beat them up. Facts. They met in college, and me and my soulmate also, oh my Jesus. They met in college, and Amber and her soulmate. Also, they head outside and Calvin is still complimenting her, and she tells him to stop. She is mirroring her trust issues. Veronica sees them and tries to hide, even though she already saw them, making Calvin feel like she is embarrassed to be seen with them. Divine feminines, we must realize it is time to stop hiding. And also, could fence represent guarding their heart? She tells Calvin that she doesn't know what it's like to be mocked and ridiculed with everything you do. Calvin whispers under his breath, you'll be surprised. This is a lesson to not judge a book by its cover. Calvin was preparing Calvin and Meg all this time. It reminds me of a quote from The Wizard of Waverly Place that says, the one that knows the least will lead the way. This is a reminder that we should not forget who we are and be kind, because God could be using someone you do not like to bless you. Mrs. Witch explains that they heard a cry out from the universe in a desperate call, so they tracked the cry to their exact location. Like how God hears our cries, he will follow us to our location, meet us where we are at to comfort us. We are warriors who serve the good and light in the universe. Sometimes we rescue, sometimes we guide. Big-hearted. Amber and her soulmate wear their heart on their sleeve, and it caused to be hurt so many times. Mrs. Witch says find the right frequency, and have faith in who you are. The correct frequency is love. They successfully tessered to a different dimension. This is like shifting to a new timeline. Mrs. Hu says the foot feels the foot when it is on the ground. Buddha, Nepali. This is a reminder to ground yourself and your energy. And there are many ways to do that. We will explain that more in the coming weeks. There is an angelic singing in the background. Could be a sign. Peace and serenity is coming. They are on planet Uriel, which is the name of an angel. They run around us as if they were little kids again, healing their inner child. Charles says, keep the faith. Even when things seem tough, keep calm and keep faith. Mrs. Watson explains that the flowers speak color. Could it be representations of our auras? She then turns into this leaf or plant that can fly. Calvin starts to fall, but flowers catch him. Charles runs to Calvin and hugs him, and Calvin looked like he needed a hug. The look of relief when he hugged Charles. We must help them stay focused on the light when darkness is present. Stay in the frequency of love, even when all seems lost. Comatose, home to purely evil energy known simply as the It, and evil that's actively spreading throughout the universe. So as we can continue on, we must avoid it at all costs. At this point, Charles keeps looking at it as if the It is talking to Charles already. Love looks not with the eye, but with the mind. William Shakespeare, British, A Midsummer's Night's Dream. They test her to see a seer. A seer is like a medium and has insight or of anything you want to know. And sometimes it's flash of visions by looking at someone or touching someone. For example, when Amber looks at her soulmate, she has visions of him. It's not like it could be controlled. It just comes as, downloads. Mrs. Watson says, I do not understand this girl. This can be true for us divine feminines. We are not understood because the masculines are not awakened and not healed. Therefore, we feel their emotions while trying to heal ourselves. Twin flames are a mirror of each other. Why do I have to be in pain instead of glorious? You won't see anything when you tesser until you become one with the universe and yourself. Meg wants to be somebody else. Do you realize how many events and choices that had to occur since the birth of the universe, leading to the making of you just exactly the way you are? Calvin loves her for who she is, but she doesn't love herself. Like how Amber loves her soulmate, but he doesn't love himself. And her soulmate loves her, but she doesn't love herself. Yeah. Happy says, I really need a doorbell. Same Happy. The seer says, well, you obviously don't know about the importance of balance, of moderation, of the happy medium. Yes, balance is so important in life, especially mentally. Your energies affect what we see. Whoa, that's so good. You must clear your mind when meditating and getting a download for the most accurate vision. Ooh, can I get a 10-second praise break right there? Shout hallelujah in this place. The It's home may be comatose, but through darkness, the It reach spreads far beyond, even to your own planet. The only thing in the universe that travels faster than light is the darkness, and the It invaded the place inside of us where hope and joy lives, replaces it with jealousy. Veronica is jealous of Meg, and also possibly has an ED or judgment or pain or despair of 84, or in Calvin's test, 84 divided by 12 equals 7, and it's also 84 divided by 28 equals 3. Father talks down on Calvin. Amber's soulmate's father abandoned him. You see, this is what it does for one person at a time until fear takes over. Fear turns to rage, and rage leads to violence, and then there is a tipping point. If we do not act soon, the darkness will fall across the universe. We are in search of warriors who can fight the It and who can bring hope back. We are warriors. Flower of the universe, child of mine. End quote. Father found the right frequency. The song will become important later, so keep a lookout. Love is a frequency. He started in Uriel, then he went to Ichtel, then went to comatose. It got to, quote unquote, it got to him before we could. the darkness got to Amber's soulmate before, before she could save him. Mrs. Witch says, we can't tether to comatose. We can only tether where we find light. This is no longer a search. It is a rescue, end quote. Oh my God, look how close Calvin gets to Meg at that line. All he wants to do is comfort her. Meg doesn't want to leave without her father. Like Amber isn't leaving her soulmate, and like I am never leaving, this is Anna, and like I am never leaving my twin flame. Her will to find her father overpowered their tester, like how it is Amber's will to save her soulmate, my will to save my twin flame, overpowers teleporting back into the 3D. A field of grass where Amber and her soulmate first traveled into 5D. You see? The guides are weakening because they are in comatose. You're going to be tested every step of the way. You'll encounter things you think you know, but you don't. Here is a place to be suspicious, end quote. Another one, they work well in the moment of peril, for they will see which is enfolded, not gone, just enfolded, end quote. Mrs. Witch says, my gift is my command. Stay together. Don't let anyone separate you. We all must unite in the frequency of love to save one another. Your soulmate, your twin flame, no matter how many times, we may bicker, we have to stay together through thick and thin. It desires our strongest light. The darkness wanting the lights of soulmates and twin flames, because she hates that, the dark hates that once we are united, and she hates light. We shall meet again in thunder, lightning, or in rain. Shakespeare. When shall we three meet again in thunder, lightning, and rain? Shakespeare. Woods grow out of nowhere trying to separate them. Guides yell, get to the wall. That's how they yell at the masculines. Tornadoes. Amber hear the words destruction. Do you trust me? I trust you, end quote. Put your faith in one another, especially on the twin flame journey. Calvin is running to Meg. Meg is his safe place, like how Calvin is her safe place. Like my twin flame is my safe place, and how Amber's soulmate is her safe place. Washing hair, possibly cleansing the soul and mind. In the playground, is where in the 5D where I saw actually Amber's soulmate's inner child, but that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day, y'all. Okay. Calvin keeps complimenting her. Food can represent source of energy, when they were all at the table. Bouncing balls in sync, almost a trance state. Amber is listening to this specific part in headphones, and is overstimulating and gives a headache. The rhythm hurts, cover your ears, quote unquote. That's what she did. Well, that's what Amber did with her soulmate in 5D. Pink aprons and clothing, and yellow and aquamarine and purple. All Amber's favorite colors. My favorite is purple. This is Anna. Except for pink. She's more of a Magneta color. Calvin nearly falling for it. Like Amber is always saving her soulmate in 5D. The houses turn into beaches with umbrellas. Ice chests, keep our cool. Don't let anger overtake you. Red, just like in Us, the movie Us. Let us know if you want us to do one, even though, if enough people want us to do a connection on Us, we will let you know. Charles won't take her hand. It's like the masculines, won't take the hands of the feminines. Red, like in a puppet string, her soulmate is Amber's best friend, just like my twin flame is, my best friend. Calvin always comes to the rescue. Amber's soulmate tries to save her, and soulmate save him. Oh my goodness, and vice versa. Trying to please everyone, hoping to convince them that you're not just a burden to your father in your world. Calvin is getting angry. He's protective of Meg, just like how the soulmate and twin flame is protective of each other. Look at his puppy's eyes for Meg. They come to see the fire burning in your heart. They want to witness this love from the start. They hear you. Sorry, excuse me. They hear you. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to read again. They come to see the fire burning in your heart. They want to witness this love from the start. They hear you when you cry, for this love is far and wide. When you smile, the stars align. Flower of the universe, child of mine. She's reunited with her father. She is reunited with her father. The touch of the hand to know it's real. It's real. The embrace. Mr. Murray says, I didn't leave you, baby. I promised I would never leave you, sweetheart. Just like Amber's soulmate comforting her, saying that he would never leave her, and reminding him that she would never abandon him. Father didn't leave her. He was trapped, just like masculines being trapped. We're taking our masculines home, but distraction and manipulation occurs. It has shown me my potential. You know, the darkness manipulating the soulmates and twin flames with false hope, aka an illusion. I can see the weakness of any soul, like take your soul, end quote. Karmics using their traumas and abandonment issues. Calvin comforting Meg. Oh my God, they need to be together. Oh my God. Notice how Meg and Calvin are always next to each other. That's something to think about. Like, in a way, he's always protecting her. Quote unquote, don't give into the darkness. Masculines need to fight the darkness and find our light and find their own inner light. You're powerless against us, end quote. The darkness is never powerful. Meg's love for Charles Wallace takes her to the place where it is and where he's trapped. Love overpowers evil. He thinks love is a meaningless word because he was abandoned, exactly like Amber's soulmate and divine masculines. Keep repeating, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, and the darkness loses power. Now Charles Wallace sings that song to her. Love can save, just like my twin flames love saves me. Amber's soulmate love saves her soulmate, and her soulmate's love saves her. Meg defeats the it. Quote unquote, all those who are willing to face the darkness and bring the best of themselves to the light for the world, end quote. Quote, tomorrow there will be more of us, Miranda American. They will go back home. Father reunited with wife and family. Meg waves at Veronica. Father said to wife, your calculations gave us the universe. Meg and Calvin hug, and ooh, he's going to call her, and that represents progress. Beautiful, beautiful progress. Progress in the twin flame connection. I hope you all enjoyed A Wrinkle in Time. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. We have way more movies to come. We have a vote on the community tab, so make sure to vote on which movie you want to see next whenever we have those up. These were Amber's notes. This is Anna. I was reading them. And I hope you all enjoyed it, got some insight on the twin flame and soulmate journey for yourselves. And I hope you all come back, because we really enjoy doing these series, and we just want to give insight from our perspective, and just help everyone out on the twin flame journey of our experiences as well. So thank you. be sure to tell everyone you know. And like, share, subscribe, comment what you think, what we should improve on, what insight or what new perspectives you got from this video in regards to the twin flame and soulmate journey, divine masculines and divine feminines. And we will be back for another twin flame connections. Thank you so much. We love you, from Amber and me, Anna. And we will see you on the next one. All right. Bye.